Hello, 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 and welcome to Noobs R Us GT3 Rookie Series. This is the fifth event, penultimate actually. We got the finale next week. This is gonna be 2 30-minute races at Laguna Seca. No pit stop required. Drivers are out qualifying right now as we speak. I am your host, Jeremy Cubbage. I am joined in the booth with none other than Tony Danzig. Hello, Tony.
Hello, Tony Danzig here. I am excited for tonight's race. I'm excited to see where everybody's going to end up. Laguna Seca is such a tricky track. I even myself, last time I raced this, I found myself in a very, very peculiar position in the back. So I'm excited to see you can hold it together and not get those track limits.
While we're chatting, we do have a couple of drivers qualifying right now, but also waiting in the standby booth. So I'm going to bring them in. We'll chat with them for a moment while they're qualifying. I'll make sure I get them on stream too to really screw with them. So let's start out. Let's start out with Dean. I'm going to pull him in as soon as I find his name. There we go.
Dean the Bean Stefani.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling them in one by one. Let's do this. All right. Hello, Dean. Hello, Tonkin. Dean, I know you're qualifying right now. We're actually watching you out on track.
You don't want to do that.
No, we're doing it. So you joined us last week, first race with us, and you dominated the rookie series. How are you feeling about this week at Laguna?
I think Tonkin and I were just talking. I mean, it's certainly not my fairfavorite track. I'll say that.
That's not where you're supposed to go.
Yeah. Is anyone around me? No. Yeah, no, I don't love Laguna. I'm gonna be honest. I can put in a lap here and there if you give me enough tries, but I don't love it.
Well, some people love it, some people hate it. We're hoping that eventually you'll end up liking it. However, I have looked at your sim grid, so you've been racing long enough to have been on this track at least once before. So
I would like to say, considering we do have Senor Bonkin in here, Tonkin in here.
What up?
Just be careful out there tonight.
Speaking of Senor Tonkin, you came in what, second last week?
I did, yeah. For
So-
race 1 and 2.
How are you feeling at Laguna this week?
I don't think I'm going to have nearly the pace that I had last week at Alton. That's just because this track just does not agree with me. But I've been trying to be consistent. I've been trying to work on that. So I'm hoping I'll be clean. Even if I don't get podium this week, at least my goal is to try and not die.
All
Just
right,
like you
well,
did.
just don't hit
Just
that
like I
wall
just
over
did.
there. All right, drive safe, you guys. Do you guys want me to move you to a specific channel, or you want me to just disconnect you from here?
Just
Hey,
disconnect me
just
from here,
disconnect.
please.
Yes, no worries.
Hey, I
Disconnecting
hope you guys
Tonkin?
have a great race tonight. Stay safe. Race fast.
Thanks, guys.
No Tonkin bonkins
Thank-
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
deal.
All right.
I'm Tonkin
Dean, you said you
Bonkin.
want to be moved or stay just disconnected?
Just disconnected, please.
All right, have a good one.
Now, anybody that's curious or asking themselves, what's a Tonkin Bonkin? That doesn't make any sense. That rhymes, though. That sounds pretty cool.
So you
It's
see-
not that cool. It's anytime you take yourself out, you have an incident that is the cause of nobody else but yourself.
He has coined the term himself without him even knowing it. While we've been chatting, the qualifying has been going on. We are 5 minutes into qualifying. Looking at it, looks like we've got John Grau up in first with a 124.142, followed very closely by Matt Russo, 124.262. And then third place, Colin Westerhoff, 124.552. These drivers very close within one another here.
Russo just putting down a 123. I was going to say 123 was what I was seeing in a lot of 123s is what I was seeing in the practice while these drivers were out there on track.
From both the AMs and the pros, or just the AM side?
You know, honestly, I was not paying enough attention to either, but I know I saw some 123s towards the top.
Okay. Matt Russo
So probably
is actually an applicant for our esports team, and it's good to see him continuing to improve. Just watching where he came from the beginning of the season, since he applied to the team, started working with the team, and then seeing what he can do now is wild, because he's going to move himself out of AMs before he knows it. Andrew Casey in chat saying first, question mark? Of course you're first. Hello, Andrew. Are you racing tonight, sir? You're not.
Oh, I
And-
think he might be saying Russo first.
No, he's saying first as in was he the first to chat? No, he's not racing tonight. Andrew Casey, the Noobs R Us team principal. He's the one that runs the whole show right now because I'm out. I'm dead. Nobody knows where I went. So I'm just
Jeremy's MIA.
nobody knows. But yeah, he's running the show for a little bit. I'm giving myself a little bit of break, but I'll be back before runs poorly. Probably before the next season starts. So, but
Stefani moving into the first position with the 122.8.
he just came in and said it's not his favorite track and he's not good at it, just to freaking run over everybody.
Right?
Oh man.
What a character. What a character.
So the drivers are going to be moved. I don't know. It doesn't matter if Stefani gets moved or not, but I believe he should be a pro. Just by the way he drove last week and this week combined so far. Obviously, we haven't seen how the week ends. We've just seen his qualifying, but I believe he's more on the pro level. Ramirez has been showing, looking at him as well, he's been showing a lot of good timings too, but we see a couple incidents with him, so hopefully he can stay up in the front too. Andrew Casey.
Sean.
This will be the last move, says Andrew Casey. Oh, there's Ramirez going off track. Let's take a look at some of these drivers trying to put down hotter laps like Metcalf. Oh, let's look at Glenn, actually. Looking at Glenn as he's coming around the final corner now, up a second and a half on his time from 12th place, 125.5. Moving up
Nice.
into 6th place with a 124.195. What a lap by Glenn.
I've been consistently impressed with Glenn over the course of race to race to race to race. He's definitely somebody that he takes the time to learn what he did wrong, to improve for the next race, and it shows by his time.
Andrew asked in chat, who the hell are all these Construction Zone ass liveries? They're the Wreck'em Race team guys. Looking at more improvements down the line. We got Wes Jones up nearly a half a second on his time from 14th place. Half a second may move him up one position, but it's not going to be enough to move up more than that. See what he does as he approaches the corkscrew. I just realized that I am missing some of the names on my track map, and I wonder if the viewers are too, and it looks like they might be. So I'm going to leave it to you for just a moment while I fix this. Tony.
You got it. No wonder. I mean, I don't see anything that's wrong on my end, but I also don't know what I'm looking for. So we'll continue here. We're watching Senor. What places are we in? A Ferrari. Are we on Brammer? Are we on Sean still? Oh no, we're watching Wes Jones, I believe. Or Wes Jones is back. I'm all lost. Anyways, we're gonna have a great race tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. We're starting off here with the rookie series, and then the amateurs in the rookie series, and then after this race, we'll hop on over to the pros to watch their second race to see how they all do.
Right, I just messed with the things. There's no fixing it, I've learned. So we're just going to have to deal with not seeing the names properly on there. But, yeah, we still have the turn numbers on there. Let's take a look-see at John Patton here. P13, oh, disregard that. He goes wide on the last corner. He was up a whole second on his time and screws it up on the last corner.
A couple were off the track in that corner.
Yep, a lot of off tracks right now we're seeing during the qualifying. These drivers pushing as hard as they can. Hopefully they try and be a little bit more conservative during the race. We don't want to see too many off tracks.
You know, as much as I would like to say to them, don't get those off tracks, don't mess up. How are you doing that? I remember when I did this during the intermediate series. This is my drop race for this series right now. I did such bad with the off tracks and just sliding around. I was through the practice, through the qualifying, very great, and then race time, I just did not bring the heat.
See, this is I'm on the exact opposite as you, because for me, this is my best track. This is the track I got first in because I didn't die. I didn't go off track.
Really?
You know?
Yep, I believe that.
So
That's
Unfortunately,
crazy.
everybody else behind got into those incidents. Kind of Vittorio up nearly a half a second as he's getting ready to go down the corkscrew now. Cruising down the corkscrew. See what he can do. If he goes up a half a second, that could not move him at all, actually. Looking at times. He needs to make up quite a bit of time to get up into 19th place. He's doing 32 right now.
Oh!
Oh, that was his last lap. Disregard that. He can move up some positions if he gains that time.
Disregard that.
Yeah, disregard what I said. Wes Jones still trying to make gains on his time. Every single corner he goes around, he goes up another 10th. He's coming through turn 9 into turn 10 now. Up 6/10 on his time and gaining. Going through the final corner now. A little bit of time lost. Up half a second. This is going to move him up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions. Up into 9th place.
1, 2, 3. Let's go.
What a wonderful lap for Wes Jones. Hopefully we'll see another improvement from him. Lizzie.
West is.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, West is. He surprised me a couple times tonight where I had to ask. I'm like, Wes Jones, who's that driver? I'm not familiar with that. And they're like, oh, that's Chase's dad.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, dang, he's doing a lot better than he used to do. A lot better. He's doing phenomenal.
My guess
Great
is
to see.
he got a lot of practice in between series working with his son because his son is an esports driver
is
himself
ridiculous.
for BSR. So, yeah. Lizzie made an improvement on her time, no longer in last place. Hopefully we'll see improvements from her as well. She's been doing showing a lot of improvements throughout the entire season, so we know she's got a lot more in her for laps. 6 more minutes in qualifying. She has more time to do a couple more laps here.
Meow, meow.
Jumping up the grid. Glenn Jacobs up again, another half second on his time. A half second on his time will move him up into 2nd place, almost, maybe 3rd. This is the
Take a
track
look
where
at the-
Glenn actually saved or gave me my position. So he's the one that got me first. So hopefully we don't see a repeat of what he did. And we see him gain some time. Looks like he's losing a little bit of time now, actually, as we're speaking.
Mr. Westerhoff was up on time, but he done lost it. Now he's back in the pits. He was close.
Jump
It
back
would
out
have
there.
moved him up.
Looking at Patton, actually, was up 1.5 seconds on his time. Moves up into 4th from like 11th or 12th.
Yeah,
So
123.7.
jumps all of those drivers up into the top 5. Awesome lap by John Patton. You guys see on the left or on the right side of the screen there, where it shows the lineup of drivers and where their timing is. You'll see that Dean is just a car length and a half ahead of 2nd place. That's Ramirez in 2nd, and then from 2nd all the way down to 9th place.
So close.
They're like door to door with each other there. So
It doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Queenman gained a bunch of time in the final corner and then lost it right at the last bit. So no improvement from him.
That's a nice looking Porsche. I like it.
The blue matches my
Yeah,
car.
that blue and yellow.
Speaking of Noobs R Us drivers, Mike Cortez is somebody that has fallen off this season, in my opinion. Last season and the season before, he did great. And matter of fact, I think the season before he got a podium, and you can see the stripe on his car. And actually, he got 1st place in the rookie series. So he's got not only a stripe but a champion sticker on his car. But I think this season he's taken just a relaxed season and trying to get used to his new setup. But
Was he in the McLaren that season?
I don't recall, to be honest with you. I don't recall. However, he's constantly fighting mid-pack right now, and we know that he can do better than that. We've seen him do better than that. So
McLaren is
I'm going to
tough.
get back up there. Kevin
I'll
in
tell
chat says
anybody.
Tony Poppy. So he called
Tony
you.
Poppy.
He called you by your name and then
Hey.
called me by my name. Mike Cortez.
Why
Up
aren't you?
half
Why
a
aren't you in
second.
this race, Kevin? You still in Chicago in the Windy City? Hey, I'm in Chicago.
So Mike Cortez improves, goes up to 11th place. Wes Jones is making an improvement on his time again. Coming through turn 6 now, up the hill. Towards the corkscrew. Losing a little bit of time as he goes into the corkscrew.
Oh dang, Zapata's up almost 8/10 as of right now.
Right, he totally is. 8/10 improvement for him could move him up all the way to the top 5 as well, almost. Well, it moved him to the top 10 for sure.
He lost a couple tenths on the chicane. So that corkscrew, I don't know if you know this. I was pulling up facts earlier. Let me get those back up so I'm not saying anything incorrectly.
Zapata just went off track. I believe he's invalid and lost time.
It's like a 10-story elevation change from the top of the corkscrew to the bottom of that corkscrew.
Is it really? I thought it was much more steep at like Brands Hatch. 20 stories?
No.
10. So the 80-foot drop?
About right, yep. Which is a lot within that quick little bit amount of time. And you're off throttle, on throttle, off brake, on brake. That's scary stuff.
59-foot drop is what it is. So 5.5 stories.
Oh, I was off?
By that much. I only learned that from IMSA right now.
IMSA?
Yeah.
What was I looking at then? Maybe
you're looking at the turn numbers.
I don't know what I was
turn
looking
8.
at,
8A
I
and
wouldn't
B.
believe anything I say anymore through the rest of this race.
Grumpy Geriatric Gamer in chat says the climb up from the pits is quite a nice workout. I'm sure it is. I wouldn't want to do that. Stefani making another improvement on his time as he comes through the first sector, or through the second sector, up 3/10 on his time. He's going to look to just run away from the pack behind him for tonight's race, I think. While he's making an improvement, so is Mike Cortez. He might be listening to the stream going, I'm going to show Jeremy.
I'm going to show him what's up. Jeremy thinks he knows. I'm going to show him. You know what? I still say one of the hardest cars for me to follow is going to be the Porsche or the McLaren, just based off their... Oh, and the Ferrari. McLaren's easier than the Ferrari, but their brake lights, you just cannot see those worth a dang.
I heard that the Mustang's brake lights aren't good, but I don't know. I don't really look at the brake lights a whole lot.
There's 6 individual specks of light that shine through.
Ethan Grau makes an improvement on his time, moves up 2 positions into 21st, sending Lizzie back down to last place. Lizzie's in the pits right now, not trying to make any more improvements on her time. There's 34 seconds left. So anybody that's starting a lap within the next 34 seconds will be able to continue on their lap. And
they should be able to finish the lap too, because it would be like a 2-minute, 3-minute finisher. So
Lizzie says she's in pain. We love you, Lizzie. Hopefully your pain goes away. You only got 2 30-minute races. Speaking of improvements, we were watching Zapata earlier, and he was up a bunch of time, lost it all through turn 10. So we'll see if he can gain that time back. He's up 3/10 currently in 15th place. 3/10 can move him up significantly as well, probably to 9th place even.
I was a big fan of that BMW when it first came out. And since the Mustang came out, I just have not been able to change. But that BMW is still a very strong car.
Zapata losing all of his time around the last corner. Every bit of his time, he was up a half a second and lost all of it.
It was still his fastest lap, but no position gain.
It was his fastest, but yeah, not going to be worth it. Tonkin up on his time as well as he's crossing the line. No position gain for him either. Glenn Jacobs off track. Looks like that's going to be all of our drivers, and we're going to move on to race 1. Lizzie says she's just going to chill this race.
Lizzie, don't just chill. Get out there and kick some butt. Lizzie, you're our woman. If you can't do it, no woman can.
I think that's how it goes. Tony, are you ready for the walk down?
The walk down. I don't have the first names on my walk down. Actually, let me see if I can get this. Give me just uno momento.
You could just, in your game, open up the thing and see what the names are.
Where do I can see the last names. I just can't see the first names.
Okay, well, I have most of them.
All right, well, I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way, just how I used to do it.
Let's do it. Whenever. Yep, the old-fashioned way.
All right. First place, Ferrari. Pole position, Mr. Dean Stefani. Coming in second place, we have E. Ramirez. Mr. Matt Russo coming in our third place, followed by Senor Bonkin in fourth place. Jay Patton in fifth place, followed by C. Westerhoff. McLaren in sixth place. Jay Grau in 7th place, followed by Mike Cook in 8th place. We have Wes Jones in 9th place, followed by Mike Cortez in 10th place. Jay Hauser coming in that BMW in 11th place, followed by Drew Freiberger in 12th place. Steve Queeman in 13th place, followed by Zapata in 14th place. Mr. Eric Metcalf, who's hanging in there, going to follow up in that Lamborghini in 15th place, followed by C.W. Wells, 16th place. Mr. Sean Bramers coming in 17th place for us, followed by Ryan Brown in 18th place. Mr. N. Vitario in 19th place, followed by E. Grau in 20th place. B. Harold, 21. Miss Lizzie Alicea in 22nd place, followed by Senor Glenn Jacobs in last place for us.
Glenn Jacobs didn't qualify last. It's kind of weird to see him there.
Yeah, wonder what's going on.
Lizzie's got her pink car. She finally got it. She quit Noobs R Us so she could join Wreck-'em Race team so she could get a pink car. She got sick and tired of not having a pink car. That's what it was.
Said, dang it, Jeremy, what are you doing to me? That's what she said.
What it was. The drivers should be getting ready to drive out on track. While it's happening, Tyrant Salute 07. Bummed I'm missing this race, but been sick and had no desire to jump in the rig at all. I completely understand that. Alternate line Humphreys, David Humphreys saying, "Sup, peeps." Hello, David.
Yeah, Devin saying, "I got that 23 for you, Tony."
I got that 23 for you.
Oh, it's time, not 23rd place. He finally got a 23 down for me. Way to go, Devin.
Good job, Mr. Devin. I'm going to go turn this lap time spread off. We don't there anymore.
Oh, I'm on the race here. I'm ready. Let's see this outlap. Give me some action. Someone do me a 360 on the outlap.
No, let's not do that.
Okay.
Make sure they send it and win it. Turn 1. How about no, Scott? Okay.
How about no?
The drivers are beginning their outlap now. Full outlap.
Out.
Andrew, somebody who completely says don't do it, is now saying go ahead and do it. 4 wide situation. Or Justice, by the way. Okay, Justice. Hello. I know who you are.
If you can go 4 wide on this track, let's do it.
Now, this week's race is important. However, next week's race is the most important out of everybody's.
Is that double points?
It is double points. And I believe it's, what, a 90-minute race? 90 minutes.
You tell me.
So, 90 minutes,
I just
double
show
points.
up.
And it's going to be at Suzuka, too, which is one of my favorite tracks.
I like Suzuka. That was what, the intermediate opener?
Yeah,
Suzuka?
the opener, yeah.
That was a good race.
Now,
that was really good.
after next week's race, we're going into our mystery series. So
Ooh,
literally,
I'm excited for that.
The moment that race is over, the server switches over to mystery series, and it's going to be a week-long qualifier event. At the end of that week, Tuesday evening, all drivers involved are required to get together for a meeting, and we'll discuss what the mystery is and where we're going forward from there. So
now, as other racers probably have this question, can we qualify in any car? I'm assuming yes.
GT3s only, but yep. So drivers can sign up right now, whatever car they want. The qualifier server will be open. We're not going to put an entry list on it, so whatever car you think you want to be in. Does that make sense?
Yep.
We just needed to get an entry list going through SimGrid is what we needed to do. We didn't specify that, but that is a secret that I just put out. All right, drivers are coming through the final sector, penultimate corner here.
Sector? I don't even know her.
Let's not do that one again. I'm going to turn the music off so we can get into this race. Side by side, Noah's Ark formation, all drivers. Coming around the final corner, this is a tricky corner to make sure you don't speed through, especially in that last little bit. It says 3 a.m. That is just when the thing starts. But it will be the normal time as the rookies right now. So right now is
here we go.
when the events start.
There it is.
There we go. Drivers are off. Green light at Laguna Seca. Going over the hill, turn 1. Watching all the drivers going through turn 2. I'm going to start moving towards the middle of the track here so we can watch all these drivers go through safely side by side. Look at this. Look how good everybody's doing. I don't know how to say this, but that's 1,000 times better than what we've seen the pro drivers do.
Dang straight. Hey, everybody, look how good I look. Mr. Russo. I like that Porsche. I think it's got a nice color to it.
Yep, that was awesome.
I got purple in my hair though, so I can't judge.
Well, I mean, we got purple cars too in Noobs R Us, so you can judge if you want to. Mike
Okay,
Cortez getting
I'm
a little bit of
judging.
side-by-side action as he's going into turn 6, backing out, tucking in. Ooh, and Hauser off ahead of him in that BMW. Has got to try and rejoin safely.
Surprisingly enough, Hauser's livery, that same car is the same picture that Burkhoff took a picture of, and that's the one that's on my wallpaper right now.
Odd, but cool.
Yep.
Moving up the grid, we got Westerhoff. Looks like he's overtaken Tonkin at the last corner.
Oh!
Running away, Tonkin doing a not so Tonkin bonkin, but he's moved down quite a bit of positions, 3 positions from the start. I just realized that my thing on the left side of the screen is awkward and says we don't have the correct positioning. So you see John, who is that, in first. He's not actually in first. He disconnected. So somehow whenever we get disconnected, that doesn't show the right thing.
Senor Stefani still in first place, putting on the fastest lap so far with a 126.2.
Yeah, he's running away though. Look at him. He's going through turn 5 now. The second place driver is just at the apex of it as he's coming out. Look at that gap.
Yeah, he is.
Ramirez needs to keep his car on track this entire race in order to hold that second place position. Tonkin has gained the position back on Westerhoff. Looks like, actually, matter of fact, Westerhoff got into an incident. Got a car spinning in the back. I can't click on him fast enough. That is Westerhoff. Back it up and see what happened here. Unfortunately, I can't. Can't back it up any further than that.
He came on track a little. Maybe the angle that I had was weird. Yeah,
Bonk free lap one? Maybe. I gotta say maybe on that one. Russo trying to get that overtake done. On Patton, final corner, not gonna happen. Patton goes wide. Russo tucking his nose in. You can see Patton being defensive. All right, turn 1 now. Tightening that turn on the inside. He's got the inside line now. Backs out.
Oh. Yeah, he backed out. I'll have a talking with him later.
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that.
Should really be holding that line.
Yep.
Yeah, the inside.
Countdown to the self-Tonkin bonk. I have no idea when the self-Tonkin bonk's going to happen.
And you know what, Casey? We're right. We did have a bonk-free lap one.
I think it was pretty close to it. I can't guarantee that, but it looked a lot like it was a lap-free lap one. Queeman right on the tail of Mike Cortez as they go into turn 5. Mike Cortez being a little bit defensive. Trying to run away up the hill, but he's going to lose that time to Jones by being so defensive. Got to try and tuck back in. Looks like Grau and Tonkin are overtaking each other, or rather Grau's overtaking Tonkin up the hill.
Yeah, look like Tonkin lifted.
Yeah. Might have to have a talk with him too.
Yep. I'm adding to the list.
Oh, Ramirez just got into something. I'm going to back this up and see what happened. Goes through the corkscrew. And through turn 9 after that, and just slips and snap oversteer, snap understeer, oversteer.
Yeah. You know what we call those?
Tonkin bonkins. That's the Tonkin bonkin we've been looking for.
Anytime that you find yourself off track at no reason of another, Russo trying to get in there to get that position.
Ooh, looks like Patton just went a little bit wide. Not going to be able to give him that position.
Maybe not the position right now.
Mike Cortez just overtook Wes Jones through turn 1, turn 1 into turn 2. We unfortunately missed that one.
It's really big once you lose that momentum of like how you feel on the racetrack. That can affect you through so many corners. Look at that wide turn the Lamborghini's taking. I always thought the fastest, anytime I was on the racetrack, the fastest thing is A to B. Cut those corners. Do not extend those laps. But
Ooh,
Oh.
Zapata getting slippy.
The
Let's
good
see.
old Tonkin Bonk.
Glenn Jacobs down in 20th place.
Oh, someone just spinned off, didn't they?
Up ahead? Did I miss it?
Right as you switch the camera, someone spinned into the dirt, I do believe.
I see somebody rejoining up ahead. That's Grau, I believe. Not John
Grau
Grau,
went
but
up.
Ethan Grau. Glenn Jacobs has some positions to make up. He has the pace to do it. We'll see if he can start getting around. See, he goes right around the outside of Harold. He's got a lot more positions to make up. He should just be pushing his way through.
John Grau lost about 4 positions, 5 positions.
John's
6
in the
positions.
pit.
Oh, he must have had a bad off then.
Something bad happened with him. C.W. Wells trying to catch up to Zapata here. His drivers mid-pack are up a lot of positions right now. The biggest gainer in positions is Vittorio, currently in 13th, up 7 positions from where he qualified. But this mid-pack from 8th all the way down to 14th have all gained at least 4 positions. Well, except for Wes Jones. He's up 2, but you see what I'm saying? Ramirez and Tonkin going at it. They go up the hill towards the corkscrew. Ramirez falls off a little bit, trying to stay in that slipstream. Back down the hill. I'm going to run all the way down to the bottom. As we look at Westrop slipping again, I don't need to look at the bottom. Maybe we'll back it up 15 seconds just to see what happened here.
Yeah. Wonder if he got tapped or if it was just another. Again, I had so many mistakes.
Oh, there was a 3-way almost tap. There's what happened. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. We'll leave that to the stewards.
Tricky track to put times down on.
Zapata trying to get another run on Metcalf. Gaining a little bit of time. Is it going to be enough to pass in the first corner? Metcalf going defensive. Zapata tucking in. Not going to be able to outbrake him. Tonkin just got an overtake down. I'm going to back it up 15 seconds just to see what happened. Into turn 1. Looks like he was just able to complete the overtake in turn 1 on Patton there. Patton backed out another position, is now behind Ramirez as well. Let's see that. Patton going off track, going to lose a little bit extra time there. Losing even more time, see if he can gain it back through that corner. He cannot.
Do allow me a moment. I'm going to step away from my computer for just a sec.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you in a little bit.
I'll be right back.
After these messages. We're going to watch Patton and Ramirez as they keep going at it. Patton has got the pace to keep up with Ramirez. Ramirez down 2 positions from his qualified position, so now he's in 4th from 2nd. I don't think he has any dead. Now he's got damage. Oh, Patton, get out of the corner. Oh, that is an unlucky spot to be. He's got to rejoin. Tried to give that position back to Ramirez, it looked like, but ended up getting passed by like 5 people because of it. Oh, no, that was really unfortunate. Wow. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, sure, give the position back, but do it in a way that's safe, you know, because if you do that, you just lost 5 positions there. Ethan Grau in that Solo Cup Zung Racing Ferrari. I think Ethan Grau is on a controller looking at it. Looks like he might be. Can we take a look on the inside just to see? Oh, yeah, he's on a controller. Wow. Wes Jones. At least he can have some fun trying to get back up there. That's always the way I look at it. If I get bonked, I have fun trying to make my way back up. Wes Jones trying to catch back up to Mike Cook. Mike Cook running away there. Charles Queeman right on the tail of Wes Jones. There's a nice frame between 6th and 10th place, it looks like. Or 5th and 9th place, rather. Zapata looks like he's right on the tail of Queeman on the way out. You're going to have the run. Looks like Mike Cook lost the position to Wes Jones. All 5 of those drivers trying to run away. Jake Wells in chat. Jake, are you going to be streaming tonight? If you are, you better be racing. No more Call of Duty. I don't want to stream your Call of Duties. Unless it's zombies. Then I'll host your zombies. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, good. As long as you're streaming racing after this, I'll give you the raid. Mike Cortez trying to catch up to Glenn Jacobs. Losing a little bit of time through turn 1. Now Mike Cortez is down 4 positions from his qualified position, and Glenn down 5. As you can see on the left side of your screen there. So both of these drivers nearly on pace with each other. Got some time to make them both. Zapata trying to catch up to Mike Cook up the hill still. There's this train of cars. Zapata now going to be defensive with Metcalf right behind as they go into the corkscrew. Oh, goes wide on the exit of the corkscrew. Looks like he just bottomed out. It's going to let Metcalf gain a little bit of time there. See Metcalf trying to get the overtake done through turn 10 or turn 9 into turn 10. Side by side. He's going to have the better position on the way out of the corner. Still side by side going through the final corner, turn 11. Metcalf trying to run away. What an overtake by Metcalf.
That was very nice. Got
With all that said, Zapata now has Patton right behind too. See if Zapata can do anything through the first couple of corners. Great racing indeed, Jake. Side by side again as they go through turn 2. Going into turn 3, Metcalf's going to have that inside line. He's going to tuck right back to the outside. Patton lost a lot of time given, or Zapata lost a lot of time giving Patton that room to put his nose there again. See, Metcalf's going to stay in the center of the track here.
Did Patton get off? Wasn't he higher up?
He was, yeah.
Okay.
Patton qualified 5 positions up from where he's at. Zapata losing that time again. That was a lot of hard work from Zapata just to lose it again. What a wonderful overtake by Metcalf originally and continuing to hold his position. Metcalf is showing a lot of potential on moving up to the top 5 by the end of the series. At least racing in the top 5. Great job, Metcalf.
Doing great. Good job, Metcalf.
Running to the back. Glenn Jacobs trying to overtake Mike Cortez. 2 Noobs R Us Works drivers. CW Wells has your vote. CW Wells is awesome. CW Wells has been doing everything he can to improve. Yeah, Lizzie's doing good too.
A lot of drivers have been really improving on their times, improving on their racecraft, and it's good to see.
Ooh. Luckily, nothing came of that.
That was some rubbing, all right.
Mm-hmm. Metcalf trying to tuck his nose back in, gain that position back. It's going to be hard to do on somebody with the speed of Patton. Patton in the 25s consistently, if not faster. Metcalf 26 was his last lap. 24.9 for Patton on his best. 25.3 for Metcalf on his best.
Last name is Wells. So I'm kind of biased. Okay. Oh, okay, Jake.
Jake, why don't you join our mystery series? It'll be running Tuesday evenings up from the end of the rookie series up to 1 week prior to Christmas. Think you'll like it.
Happens on Christmas.
You are required to be there, so if you can't be there, then I understand.
Krampus comes out.
Patton trying to get this overtake done on Mike Cook ahead, and his run away from Metcalf now. Metcalf just trying to gain that time back. But Patton has been searching everybody ahead of him. He gets his eyes fixed on him and just immediately tries to overtake. He's going to the inside through turn 11. Completes it. A little bit of bonking.
It's all good. It's all good.
Nothing
came of it. A lot of Wreckham race teams tonight.
Mike Cook still holding that side-by-side position. Is going to stay tight on the inside and try and complete the overtake before turn 1. He could have been a lot closer to the right.
That's a great cam angle for that.
That's why I switched to it. I got tired of not being able to see it. All right, Mike Cook's going to hold on to that 8th place position over John Patton. That 7th place position, rather. He's gonna have to stay defensive once again, looking into the next corner. It actually is losing
Poor
the position
drivers,
here.
so close.
These drivers are doing a good job learning how to overtake.
Oh.
Something that you weren't seeing at the beginning of the series. And after getting with these guys and doing the post-race reviews, letting them know how to just start coasting into your braking zone or braking just a touch earlier, they're starting to do it. You can see them actually fighting for positions now. It's awesome to see. Metcalf and Mike Cook, 2 teammates, Wreck-It Race team for both of them. Metcalf's just going to get around and run away. Mike Cook.
Get out of my way.
Was that Zapata? Was I wrong on that? Mike Cook is still ahead. I'm looking at Zapata
Zapata's
behind.
in the blue, isn't he?
Top 3 are close in lap times. Yeah, they're close in lap times. But look at where they're at. Here's Dean coming through turn 5. Ready to watch the P2 come through turn 5? Hang on, he's coming through turn 4.
Yeah, give him a second. He'll catch up eventually.
All right, he's going through turn 5. P3. Came out of turn 4.
Running away with it.
Into turn 5. P4. Coming through turn 4.
I'm really surprised to see Tonkin in third. I guess I don't know what it is.
I had to yell at Tonkin. I had to, because he was fighting for the fastest times in the timetables. It's like, that is not where the race is. That's just for you to practice. You need to be racing. Start being safe. Metcalf trying to get the overtake done on Hauser.
Oh, there
As
it
the
is.
inside of turn 4. Hauser a little bit wide. They're going to be side by side. I disregard that. He backed out. Hauser just tucked in right behind and called it a day.
Take it, yeah. My racecraft is so much better than my qualified craft.
Okay, you don't need to lie to all of our viewers.
Are you kidding me? It's not even questionable. I qualify terribly every time.
And you race worse.
I race a little better.
You race pretty good, Tony. That's why you're going to steal my podium away from the entire series. My first and only podium. Noob's livery isn't as good as your livery. Excuse me? What did you just say? The livery I literally spent hours on? Okay, I spent hours on your livery too, but I honestly really like your livery, Jake, and I considered stealing it for myself. I was considering not giving it to you so that I could have kept it for Noobs.
I haven't seen that livery.
John Bramer going wide on the final corner. You haven't seen Jake's livery? Well, he's going to be racing this evening, so we'll take a look at his stream and look at his livery for it. All right, all drivers are split up a little bit. Yeah, this is the newest one I made for him.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Mike Cortez, Robert Brown. Brown's going to try and hold on to that position on Mike Cortez. Mike Cortez staying on the outside. Got the better run into the next corner. All the way to the outside and back in. Not even worried about Brown being there anymore.
In the slightest is he worried.
So right now, our biggest gainer of positions is Xavier Zapata. Up 7 positions from his qualified place. Oh, I take that back. 7 positions for him, but Charles Quimmon's up 8. Charles Quimon is our biggest gainer right now. Gonna run to the back. Still got a race going on with Vittorio and Brown now. Brown has backed off a lot from Mike Cortez. Now has to deal with Vittorio right behind. Oh, Vittorio gets sideways going into the corkscrew.
He followed him. He followed him.
Both of those drivers. Vittorio's going to capitalize on the mistake ahead of him, even though he made a mistake himself. I'm going to try and run away. Let's look at CW Wells trying to close the gap on Mike Cook ahead. He's got a better run through turn 2. I know CW Wells can do that. Now, Wells is up 7 positions from his qualifying position and is now in 10th. So his average lap times, his best lap time was a 25.2. Mike Cook is down a position, and his best was a 25.7. So either Mike's having a hard time or Wells is doing great.
It's the latter for both of them.
Jake Wells, Jeremy May won, and it's sexy. Hey, Jake, are you part of that that Trackalicious event coming up, that 6-hour? Are you part of the hosting for it, or are you just sharing it in your Discord?
About that, Jeremy, do you know if the esports team is participating in that? I don't know if I've seen anything.
There's been some chatter in the esports channels. However, that's up to Zach Schneider and how he wants to go about it. I believe there's one more event that needs to go on and before he starts pulling people onto the esports team.
Because I had someone ask me about it, and I was like, ooh, I didn't even think to check.
Glenn Jacob just went off. Let's see what happened here. Was that a Tonkin Bonkin that we just saw?
Oh, it's definitely. There's no one near him.
Goes into
There's
the
no one near him.
It was a Tonkin Bonkin.
Ooh, a little too much. A little
that
too
is
much.
A terrible place to go too, into that corner.
Let's gas there next time.
Just
Let's
a touch
throttle.
less. I think it may be solo. 6 hour solo sounds terrible. We got
I can do 6 hours.
We got a 2 hour race solo at the end of the intermediate series coming up on Sunday.
Is it a 2 hour this Sunday?
No, this Sunday's 90, but
okay.
the finale is 2 hours.
All right,
it's gonna be 2 hours of
that.
Spa, so, and that'll be the longest I've raced. I mean, I've done two stints before alone during a long race, but I've never done it for me for a race as a solo.
Nice, I'm excited. I'm down for 2 hours.
Wells trying to hold that position off to Metcalf, goes to the inside towards the corkscrew, closing up the gap ahead to Mike Cook as well.
Look at this. All 3 WRT members.
You can tell they've been practicing together. Oh my goodness gracious! Tonkin Bonkin in the back from Metcalf.
Metcalf said, see you later.
Unfortunate. Mike Cortez lost a lot of positions just recently too, and is now behind Lizzie. He's got a lot of positions to gain. I'm gonna jump back up to CW Wells. Those do look like bumper cars with those things around the caution strips around the sides.
Yeah, they do.
They look like bumper cars, man. It cracks me up. Wells going really wide through turn 2.
Deep.
Because of that, he might have a good amount of speed into the next corner. Doesn't look like it, actually. He's fallen off quite a bit.
Yeah.
So right now, we got 7 minutes left on this 30-minute race. Everybody that's racing has fallen off except for Mike Cortez and Lizzie and CW Wells and Mike Cook. Everybody else is outside of a second of their opponent. There is, however, some back markers going on in the top.
Oh,
ooh, Tonkin.
Tonkin just lost a position.
I'm going to back it up. As he goes into turn 10. Looks like he almost crashed into a couple people sideways down there.
That was Russo. That was Tonkin, and that was someone else as well.
A lot of people just went down positions from that. Tonkin's still holding on that third place position, though.
More impressively, Russo still holding on to that second place position because he was part of that in the way accident almost that Tonkin got into.
Oh my goodness, Queeman's off now too, it looks like, or at least he's caught up to somebody. I don't know what happened, but Queeman is now in the mix with Jones. The Pot is in the mix with Patton behind. There's still some racing to be had here. It looks like Zapata is trying to get an overtake done on Patton. Patton has impressed me this race because I've watched him get into some bunks, go down a bunch of positions, and is now back up into 7th place, only 2 positions off from where he qualified. So he's definitely made his way back up the grid. Tony.
Yes, sir.
Jake said he sent you a DM of the livery.
Don't get jealous. All right, let me take a look at this.
How about you send me the livery as well, and I'll pull it up on stream so we can look at it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Isn't it nice?
That's nice. I like the color of the yellow orange to the orange red black.
To the window, to the wall.
To the window. Jake, I don't know if you know this, but the stupid glove, not stupid, I apologize. Those gloves that you signed, those are what I wear. Really, I've yet to get another cheap pair of gloves. I mean, these aren't cheap. These are Nike Air gloves, you know? But they got Jake Wells' signature on them, so they're extra more impressive.
It looks like I need to change something up so that I can see this. So give me just a second. Tony, you have the con.
I have the con.
The controls.
Oh, con. The controls. I don't think I control anything. Let's be honest with everybody here.
I want
I'm just part of the
everybody to see
experience.
this livery. So that's what I'm working on.
And yes, Jake, I do wear your gloves. It's the orange. It's the red to orange to white gloves that I wear. And I always feel weird wearing them because I'm like, my hands are sweating. That means I'm sweating with Jake.
You got Jake sweat on you.
I got Jake sweat on me. Gross.
So I have Jake's gloves sitting on my desk in front of me, but I do not wear them. Really?
You never worn these ones. Brand new. Woo!
Really quickly, I am going to switch the screen over while the racing's still going on, but everybody can see this pretty livery from Jake. 3, 2, 1. Look how pretty that car is. Isn't it nice?
I like it.
I think I should have stole the livery. Back to the race.
It kind of reminds me of McDonald's. Not gonna lie. I want some French fries right now.
Look, the colors I understand. However, we had colors that matched the Noobs R Us ones, and it looked so much better. But Jake hated it.
Of course, Jake hates everything.
No, he doesn't. He just hates most everything. Speaking of hating things, Queeman is hating being up 8 positions and still can't gain another position on West Jones.
Can't get around him. Didn't you see Jake when we all met up? He was just talking about how much he hated everybody and everything that we were doing.
No, he was just saying that to you the whole time. It wasn't everybody else, just you.
Yeah.
So it looks like we got West Jones stuck behind. Who is that? Harold, backmarker P22, giving up the position to both drivers, allowing Queeman to gain a little bit of time up the hill. Queeman's trying to get the better run down the corkscrew. Still closing that gap through turn 9.
Let's see, he's got a better line.
Don't say that, people might think it's true. Nobody thinks it's true, Jake. We know that you love every single person. Queeman falling off a lot of time into the final corner, but he's going to try and gain it back up the hill. Not going to be enough, I don't think, to get to turn 2. We've got 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the race. I just want to point out that Dean Stefani's best lap, you don't see it here, but look at the top of the screen there, 122.955. This guy should not be in the AM split.
Probably not.
So we're back with the Wreck-It Race team. All 3 of them around each other once again. Mike Cook trying to hold that 8th place position from Wells. Wells trying to hold that 9th from Metcalf.
You know, that's impressive, though. The 3 of them being around each other, they can really learn from each other. To gain as a whole team, they can like, because it seems like they all have the same characteristics. But if they can just learn to brake a little bit, to get on the accelerator a little bit more, like, they're going to continue to grow as a team. That's awesome.
It looks like Queeman's able to gain on Jones in the 2nd sector going into the beginning of the 3rd sector, right towards the corkscrew. So there may be an overtake yet from Queeman onto Jones. As we're saying that, Metcalf overtakes Wells going up the hill. So you were talking about these guys practicing around each other, learning each other's mannerisms and whatnot. I completely agree that that's a great way to learn your direct opponent. But if you want to get better, and I think we talked about this last week or sometime, if you want to get better, you need to race around better drivers. Now, I'm not saying they're not getting better. They are improving immensely, don't get me wrong. But
I was saying more or less, I think they're going to grow together. Like, once they get around that driver that's a little bit better than them, they're going to be able to follow his line, then they'll be better.
And learn it together.
The next driver.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I think they're doing an awesome job making those improvements. I want to see Queeman get an overtake done in the final minute of this race.
It'd be nice. There's a lot of people that stress about racing a faster driver, but it's like, just do it. You're only going to get faster yourself. Follow his line. Brake when he brakes.
P1 has just crossed the finish line. We are on the final lap of the race. Metcalf trying to get the overtake done on Cook.
Stefani's got a mad lead on 2nd place right now, 2.5 seconds.
So Metcalf just passed Wells a little bit ago. Wells backed out 3 seconds, and now Metcalf's trying to overtake Cook. They still have another lap after this, so they can finish this lap racing, but
you don't see a lot of Lamborghinis out there. Lamborghinis.
I think there's only one over. It's from John Patton.
Yep.
Like I said, he's impressed me. He's gotten to another bonk though. It's moved him down. What's going on where?
No, it was Patton who we were looking at.
Okay.
I'm just keeping an eye on the splits. I always get excited.
Will Figgins in chat saying, missed the race, let's go. You can always jump into the second race, no qualifying. It's about to start here. A couple minutes.
You got this, Will. Will you?
Queeman still trying to gain that position. They're on their final lap now properly. P1 is about to cross the finish line and finish the race. John Patton trying to get an overtake done on Glenn Jacobs. See him poking his nose in. P1 is finished. That's Dean Stefani, first place. Glenn off track, final corner, giving up the position.
Woo! Hate to see it.
You do hate to see that. Metcalf still trying to close that gap ahead. Queeman as well. P2 just now around the final corner. That's Russo. All alone. Tonkin. All alone for a little bit.
Yep. Senor Tonkin.
Third place, another podium for all three of those drivers, I think. Actually, Russo didn't get a podium. Ramirez did last week. Ramirez coming around the final corner now. For some reason, I'm showing him in 6th on my thing, but there he goes. Oh, it's jumping around all over the place for me right now. Hauser still trying to gain some positions.
Trying to squeeze in there. One more turn. Does he got what it takes?
He's not going to tuck in. He's not going to try it. He's going to try and get the
Cutting
better run on
hard.
the exit.
Cutting hard. Come. No, he's not going to get it, unfortunately.
All four of those drivers are going to finish in their current positions. Mike Cortez in the back of that in 17th. What a wonderful first race. Great racing, to be honest. Hopefully, in the pro split, we see something similar. Hopefully. Now, we go into the pro split. I'm going to get some music going for you guys. We go into the pro split. And usually when we join the pro split, we see a little bit of a little bit more bonking. Because they get antsy and feel like they deserve the position. We'll see what happens as we join the server now.
Well, I need to back out myself.
Tonkin had a couple chats to keep himself from doing that.
Good old Tonkin. We like Tonkin bonking.
So it looks like the pro drivers have just finished their race. We're getting ready to move on to the second portion of their race, so we're waiting for that to forward through. It looks like 25 seconds all these drivers have returned to the pits. We should see it fast forward here shortly. He had him with him too. He's my little bro after all.
That was a great race to watch.
That was an awesome race to watch, yeah. Still waiting on the server to fast forward. I could because me and you joined, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. May end up just sitting and waiting around for a couple extra minutes. Anyways, just looking at this, actually we can look at who won this last race. Kanya came in first, Schneider in second. And actually, you know what? Schneider came in first, Menendez in second, James in third. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Weird situation going on with the way I'm connected here. So,
yeah, let me dismiss and see if this connects on my end here as well. Connect.
Yeah, you can see all the cars right here on grid.
Oh yeah, they're all out of order. Yeah, 125.
That's okay.
One. That's Devin. 139.
Somebody just disconnected from the server.
Looks like Kevin has the fastest at 125.05.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's right.
I don't know, but Eamon is down with the 124.2. Yeah, it's definitely not right.
Yeah, we got some weirdness going on. I think it's because somebody may have joined, or maybe because me and you joined, but we kind of forced them to sit.
Don't blame us.
Oh, it was definitely us.
No,
So,
no, it was one of them.
Should we get ready to fast forward now? All of them are in the pits. It's been 2 minutes. I think they get up to 4 minutes sitting before the next server, or before the server moves on, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, Tony, why don't you talk about today's sponsor? BetterHelp. I'm
Today's-
just kidding.
I was just gonna say, let's say we have a couple sponsors. I know we have Track Titan. They're great for information if you're trying to learn how to better your results, learn your better line, learn where people are braking, not braking, getting back on the accelerator. Very impressive for that. We also have Circuit City. Please
Circuit
swing
City.
by your most local Circuit City.
Circuit City.
Not Circuit City, okay.
Circuit Core.
Circuit Core, I was close.
Circuit City don't exist no more, man.
I know. All right, let's go to the drivers here, ladies and gentlemen. We have 13 on track with us today, starting with first place in that Mercedes, Zach Schneider, followed by Senor Kevin Rivera. We'll see how he does. We're not a fan of him, but, we'll figure it out. Nico
love
Menendez in third place. Hey, we love Kevin. Nico in third place. Fourth place, Kanya. All these guys look like to be in the Mercedes, but we have Kosovoon coming in fifth place in that Ford. Senor Poe coming in sixth place in the Ferrari. And nice to see a Bentley on track. Jay Griswold in that Bentley there in seventh place.
Bentley.
Johnston, pretty Bentley. Jay Johnston in eighth place. Ninth place, we have a Gerber, followed by 10th place in that Honda, which you don't see very often on track. So that's Senor Devin Anthony. And then we have Tolu Olajoyegbe coming in 11th place, followed by your last two are Chanley and P. Amon in that Mountain Dew Ferrari.
Not sponsored by Mountain Dew yet.
Not yet.
One day.
Pepsi, get at us.
Yeah, Pepsi. Come on. The drivers will be getting ready to go out on track here shortly to do their outlap. Only 14, it looks like. 13, maybe. I think they started with more than
13,
that.
yeah.
Somebody may have left just by the way the grid was kind of out of whack at the end there. Since we're halfway through the stream, I just want to remind everybody to hydrate. I'm hydrating right now with a
good
Moscow
point.
Mule.
I have some diet cherry Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, diet
With
cherry
some-
Dr. Pepper. So not only is it the best Dr. Pepper, it's also the worst because you made it diet.
Yeah. And then with some watermelon vodka Smirnoff.
Cream soda on top.
Classy.
All
Drivers
right.
starting up their cars, getting ready to head on out.
And getting ready to head out there. In less than 30 seconds, you'll see these drivers starting to drive away. Kevin Rivera
Hell
in
yeah,
second place.
brother.
We thought that he wasn't racing. He's definitely racing tonight.
I'd be okay if Kevin doesn't make it all the way through, because that just puts me up higher in the podium standings. And
What
let's
are you
be
talking
real,
about?
that's all that we really need.
This is the rookie series. It had nothing to do with it.
No, intermediate series.
But he's back.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I hope he's not actually back.
You think it's his wife driving?
Yeah. His wife, his dog, someone other than himself.
All right, drivers to watch. Kasaboon, Gerber, and Kanya. Those are my drivers to watch. Kavina, says Kevin. Anytime Kevin's not around and all of a sudden he is, it's his sister, Kavina.
Jack Schneider coming in first place, Mr. Kevin Rivera. Let's see what they can pull. Ferrari versus Mercedes.
There's only 13 drivers on track, okay? There should not be as many bonks as there was last week with the pros. I just noticed I'm
You
seeing
can always hope.
Bryce Burkhardt in the pits in that 8th place position for some reason. I don't know what's going on with him. Might see him
I don't
join
even
back
see
out.
him.
Yeah,
I don't even see him on the thing. He was in the last race, wasn't he?
yeah, I'm not seeing him connected, so maybe we'll see that disappear, but weird. Joey Johnston. Showing him behind him for some reason. What you're seeing on screen is not accurate.
I'm curious why Eamon's in the back.
Maybe he didn't qualify. Patrick Amon in that beautiful Mountain Dew livery. Not sponsored. Not yet. Come on, Pepsi.
Not
hit us
yet.
up. We know you guys are watching. We know Pepsi's watching.
We're always watching.
Drivers going down the corkscrew, heating up their tires as they do it, side by side on the way out.
Here we go. Look at all those beautiful Noobs R Us liveries in the front, nonetheless.
Yep, where they belong. Yep.
Yep. Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Once James moves over to the team, there'll be another one up there. Be nice if we had Will out on track too, because then we'd have another one.
Will's a quitter, so we can't blame him.
He is not a quitter.
He said, "I'm too good to race with you."
Side by side formation, Noah's Ark as they come through the final corner. Only 14 of these drivers now. There's going to be a lot more next week for the rookie series. All pros and AMs will be on track together. I was asleep, you effing fascist. Apparently you're a fascist because of that.
Why is he so angry?
Right? Because he's a quitter. Green light.
I thought
We are
British
Green
people were
Laguna
nice.
Seca race 2 for the pro split. Music is off. Cars only. Zach holding strong in that first place position. Kevin trying to tuck his nose in. No, disregard that. That was Menendez
Nico.
trying to tuck his nose in.
Yep.
Kevin hitting
Oh!
Kosovoon. Kosovoon in a spin.
Kosovoon off track.
I don't know if that was a hit
I
or if
don't
that was a closed door or what that was, but Kosovoon is
that
down
was
in
a
the
little
back
bit
there.
of a tap. I think that was a little bit of a tap.
Hopefully nothing comes of that. Going towards the back, everybody getting through the first sector safely.
Devin
Kosovoon-
Anthony. We saw that video of him racing. I'm really impressed with his braking after watching that video.
Well, should we put that on stream so we can show everybody how he races? He put it in the Discord with 500 plus people.
He brakes so softly.
He does.
It blew my mind. I'm like, what?
Kevin Rivera trying to catch that. Ooh, tucking his nose into that.
Oh, very
was-
close.
Woo! Scared the crap out of me. Tolo losing a position as he goes into the corkscrew. Getting a little bit of glitchiness. Don't know what that was. Johnston is somebody that has really, really impressed me from the last season to this season. 'Cause he's moved out of the AMs and into the pro split, and is constantly racing the likes of Devin Anthony and Justin Griswold. So he's doing awesome.
Doing really good, yeah. He beat me last intermediate race, though. I can't complain. Or I
He's doing a
can
great
complain, but
He was coming to me for post-race reviews, and I gave him 2 of them, and now he's just better than everybody.
he's better than you.
Much better. Hopefully we see some close racing. Looks like everybody's starting to split up. Eamon has gained 3 positions from where he started. James is trying to catch back up behind. Eamon might be able to do an overtake on Devin. Maybe not into the next corner because he just ran a little bit wide. Devin, you can see he's poking his nose, trying to get around Johnston. Not a good place to overtake. He needs to be patient here as he gets ready to go up the hill. Right on his tail, going to the inside. Side by side towards the corkscrew. Is going to outbrake him into it.
He's got the line. Little bumping.
It goes wide, giving that position back, and Eamon's going to partake.
Eamon, yep.
They're now side by side. Devin's going to hold that position from Eamon.
Let's go, Devin.
No change in position from these 3 drivers. Jumping to the back, we got a new driver, Ryan Chanley, out on track. I haven't seen him before. Just trying to stay with the pack at this point. Possibly getting around and catching back up. I'm going to jump back up to Devin Anthony. You can see how narrow the drivers are. You can see how defensive Johnston is. That goes up the hill. Towards turn 2. Devin's trying to tuck in and get his nose in. It's not going to happen. The race is still on between these 3 drivers here, and Kosovoon's caught up quickly on all 3 of them.
That's close.
Kosovoon's just trying to get around all 3 of them without any sort of incident so he can catch back up to the podium drivers.
Yeah, he's talking to himself.
Devin once again right on the tail of Johnston. You can see James considering an overtake as well in the back there. Once again, not a good place to overtake. You want to be right on their tail, but not so close that you have to do an overtake. Oh my goodness, Johnston going wide. Devin's going to get around him.
Capitalize.
Eamon's going to get around as well. 2 overtakes in 1. Kasaboon
Oh, he's squeezing his way. Oh, he stops.
got rear-ended there. I want to do a helicopter view here of what just happened there.
There's a lot of stoppage on that corner.
Kasaboon looks like he tried to outbrake him into it. Had to go to the inside. Hit him and then came to a stop. That was unfortunate.
I wonder if he got any track limits for it.
Not sure. Gerber trying to catch up to Poe and also get away from Griswold in that Bentley behind. When am I not angry? I just realized you said that. Let's go pros, says Andrew.
Yeah, Will is always angry.
You're seeing on the left side of the screen Bryce Burkhart. He's not actually out on track. The game should eventually delete that from the list on the left. Kasaboon side by side with Johnston as he goes into turn 4, completing the overtake safely, gaining another position.
There he goes.
The top 3 drivers have all left a second out from each other, and they're just hot lapping at this point. I said that. Kevin Rivera had something go on. He's off. I want to just back it up 15 seconds and see. Pelican view as he goes through turn 6. Hits the curb and goes off track. Able to maintain it and get back on track. Losing position to Kanye. Kevin Rivera, affirmative.
Yeah, he stinks.
No, he does not.
We know the facts.
Gerber, right on the tail of Poe. See Poe going to the inside as they come around the final corner. Gerber rear-ending him.
He said, "Hey, how you doing?"
Sending Poe wide. Griswold's going to capitalize on both of those drivers and overtake both of them. And run away. Up to the back of the pack. Got Tolu Walashe going up the hill. Trying to catch back up to Chanley.
Yum, 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 yum.
Both of those drivers on pace with each other. We might see them battling shortly.
Very close, yep.
I say that. Looks like Chanley just went wide in turn 1, so Tolu's running away at this point. Gerber's still trying to catch up to Poe ahead. Gerber's up 2 positions from where he started, and Poe's down 1, so they may end up splitting off. Devin Anthony catching up to Gerber ahead as well. Kevin Rivera overtaking Kanye. It looks like Kanye and Kevin had a repeat of the last lap, but Kanye was the one off track this time around. Well, Kevin is caught back up and overtaking Kanye.
This would be a heck of a track to do on a 24-hour, I feel like.
With 100 drivers on it?
Oh my goodness, that'd be so frustrating.
I don't think they do those. I don't even think they really do multi-class here for that matter. I mean, I've seen like GT4s and like spec cars or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Those
This
little
is too small of a track to be able to do anything
like
different
Miatas or
like
something.
that.
Miatas and Fords would be a good one, you know?
Yeah.
Gerber trying to catch back up to Poe. Want to move it up here. Looks like Nico is gaining on Schneider for that podium position. First place position, rather.
He's trying. He's trying to get into there. He has the fastest lap right now with the 1:22.48.
So, Grumpy Geriatric Gamer in chat said, did a multi-class Enduro with SRA here a while ago. P-Cup and M2s. It was both insane and hilarious at the same time.
I believe it. I believe that.
Outside of that 1 second range from Schneider, we know Nico has the pace to do this. But when I raced against Nico and he was behind me in the Ferrari, the only way that I was able to stay ahead of him was by just putting my car in the middle of the track and being as wide as I could. And then the Mustang, with that extra raw power, able to run away down the straights. So keep him from getting around me when he has the ability to, and then capitalize with the vehicle in the straights.
Nico's still really impressive from last season overall, even. Last 2 seasons, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I hurt my shoulder, and then after that, everyone that I was close with, I'm no longer close with anymore. So I lost a couple months of
That's just a you
racing,
problem. That's not a them problem.
No, I know. I'm saying they collectively have done well overall, especially Nico. He's really improved his times.
Let's see if he continues.
It's surprising that he's a good contender. Maybe not a good contender, but not a great contender, but a good contender for Schneider. If Schneider's still, what, 0.7 seconds up ahead, he can mess up.
Good.
And then Nico would be right
Nope.
there.
So Schneider is our Noobs R Us esports principal. Nico has applied to be on the team. Ooh, while we're saying that, Gerber and Poe are side by side. Let's jump back to them really quick.
I do want to say, as far as the pros go, me and Nico's team and the Porsche, we're doing better than Zach's team and the Ford.
So that's kind of what I was going to say.
Servers, so.
The way I'm seeing it going, if Nico continues to improve, there's potential for him to be alongside Schneider as the number 2.
Yep.
You know, as the vice principal, if you want to call it that. Vice
principal.
Basically, he'll run the B team, but the B team's going to be just as fast. Like you said, was doing better than the A team in general. So, I think that'll end up being the way it is. Oh my goodness, Kasaboon off track right when we switch back to him. I'm going to back that up just a moment.
Did he tonkin himself?
It looks like he tonkin bonked. Goes narrow and jumps over the sausage curve.
He hit that curve, yeah.
James is trying too hard to catch back up, and that's what's putting him down. Like I said, he's a driver to watch. Unfortunately, we're watching him in the back. He just needs to keep his head down. He'll catch back up.
I'll keep his head back up. No worries.
Schneider is just so consistent. His best lap, 22.5. His last lap, 22.7. Nico just did his fast lap a little bit ago, 22.0. And his last was a 22.5. So he's already faster than Schneider, but he's just that much inconsistent right now. He's not able to gain consistently on Schneider. He can keep his head down, hit the same exact spots every lap. He could end up overtaking Schneider. Kanya catching up to Kevin Rivera ahead. These two drivers also on pace with each other.
Yeah, they are. You know, the Mercedes, I have a love-hate relationship. There's so many angles that I like. I'm like, that looks like an awesome car, and I see it from other angles, and I'm like, that is an ugly car.
I think the best angle for that car is the quartering, like right there, looking at it.
Yeah.
But when you get alongside it, I can't stand the length of the nose.
Yeah.
With all of that said, I saw an AMG in real life, just a regular production AMG.
Beautiful car. Yeah.
They're tiny cars.
So much smaller than you think they would.
Oh my goodness! Kanya slipping and sliding around. Got to lose all that time he gained. And has now got to try and hold off Poe in a couple of seconds, maybe. He's got to try and catch back up to Griswold.
Just think, if that car looks so small in real life, imagine how small that Bentley actually looks in real life.
Right? It's hard to tell until you're in game, like in VR, to see how small the cars are, or if you see them in real life. Gerber trying to catch up that Ferrari ahead of Poe. Once again, these drivers are just fighting each other all race. Some of the drivers have just been hot lapping all race, so.
Yep.
Ooh. I was just looking at the times. Kanye's catching back up to Griswold again. Nico gained a little bit of time, but lost it again, so.
Gerber's trying to catch Poe as well.
Just tucks a toe into the dirt there. A wheel, rather. Gains a little bit of time. Doesn't want a repeat of earlier on where he rear ends him and goes wide. Gaining some time up the hill. That Ferrari has a little bit extra power, so he might be able to run away even with a slipstream. Gerber using the track on the inside to try and close that gap just a little bit more into turn one. Just want the better exit here, which he might have. He's right on his tail. Has to go to the outside because Poe's being defensive.
This
Gonna try once again to get another run. They go in towards turn 4. Both the drivers on the same line now.
You can make magic happen.
There is going to be a race for the 6th place position. If they continue to race too hard, though, Devin Anthony behind will catch back up, and we're going to see a repeat where 3 drivers. Kevin says this is boring. Well, Kevin, if you didn't spin yourself out twice, you would have been up fighting for a podium.
Kevin, no one likes your complaining.
Stop spinning yourself out and it won't be boring.
Yeah. Stop sucking. Suck less.
Suck less. I love to give Kevin a hard time.
I do too. I feel like me and Kevin could be friends in real life.
Oh my goodness, there's an overtake
Oh
attempt.
my god.
Unfortunately,
Don't
he's
ever tell
on the wrong
myself that.
side by side through the final corner. A little bit of bonking on the way out.
Hey, nice that he gave him the position though.
Just like I said, that
pushed it as they spun out.
Too much fighting is going to give Devin Anthony the ability to catch up. Devin is now in between Gerber and Poe. They go over turn 1. Devin's going to tuck his nose into turn 2. What an overtake! That was an awesome overtake by Devin Anthony for that 6th place position. Now Devin only has 6 seconds to catch up to 5th place. While all of that is being said, let's take a look at Nick Kanye in that 5th place position as he's catching up to the Griswold, and Griswold's Kevin up to catching up to Kevin. Kevin just said this is boring in chat while he's driving. Now has to defend 2 drivers here shortly.
That would teach you something. You were smart.
Gerber and Poe side by side. Gerber up the hill.
We have 14 minutes, 50 seconds left in the race.
Griswold and Kanye side by side.
Door.
It's a nerve-wracking place to be.
Woo.
Still side by side.
Kanye taking the position.
Yep. Taking the position and being on the perfect line there, too. I'm going to run it up to Nico Menendez here. Fighting for that 1st place position still.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Nico has done collectively so much better than he used to do. And it's impressive to watch.
And he doesn't want to he doesn't even want to drive the AMG for the finale next week, so he's not looking forward to it. So hopefully he wants those extra points as well, but hopefully he continues to do good the rest of this race, so he has some time to give up for next race.
Ooh, little wide. That's going to be a track limit.
Maybe. Might have lost a little bit of time because of it.
I would not have lifted. If that was me, I would have stayed in it.
Yeah, but I'm scared I would have lifted. All these drivers in the back starting to split off. Nico is actually the closest driver to his opponent right now. 0.4 seconds behind Schneider. Should we do an onboard with Nico?
Let's do it.
You want to give us a rundown of how to drive?
Oh, I'm terrible at them.
You got it.
So you're going to head down the front straight here. You're going to be braking on the right-hand side. There's going to be a little white line on there. They're going to collectively try to go, oh, there it was. Swing down in the 1st gear. Cut. Double apex. Back on throttle. You're going to brake in the left hand around the 2nd board, 1st board. Carry that speed around as much as possible. Be careful on throttle. This one again, little brake. Back
light
on throttle.
braking there, yeah.
Very light. I do a little bit of heavy braking coming in here on the 2nd board to the right there. And then back on throttle, but you gotta be careful of the dirt on the outside because that will get you very slidey. Braking at the 2 board, a little bit fast. Back carried up. On the right here, I always brake right about where the line is right there.
Using that 1st gear to help slow him down.
Definitely using the 1st gear to slow you down. Carried in 3rd, downshift into 2nd if you need it. Nico does not need it. Carry a lot of speed into this corner, and then you're going to brake right around the 2 board here on the right side, and then cut the corner. Meow, back on throttle.
There. Right on his tail on the way out.
That was beautiful. That was a beautiful exit. Again, terrible with race descriptions from my end, but that's real. That's what you got to do. Do that, and you're in 1st place.
You can see those time gains from Nico from this point of view. You can see how much time he's able to gain in the braking zone, and then loses a little bit of it on the way out. But
this is one of my favorite views here.
Both of these drivers, same car, just a little bit different driving style. And Nico's gained nearly nothing the entire time. Net gain of 0. That entire last lap. Griswold. I just realized Kevin Rivera's in the pits. Look at that. Must have got bored.
Hey, he said, I'm over this.
Gerber
10,
trying to catch
11.
back up to Devin Anthony. Poe is way in the back now. Something happened with Poe. We're down to 11 drivers who had 14 to start.
Did Rivera quit out?
Yep, he did.
What a quitter.
See, this is the thing. When you pros are racing, if they're not winning, they quit. And that's always something I've said is like, well, I'm not winning, I'm done. I don't know why you have that mentality. Continue to race, build your points.
Yep.
So you got to go into next week, and this is going to be your drop race, and you don't want that.
Surprisingly enough, my intermediate drop race was Laguna Seca.
Yep, sure was.
He says
he has to use the restroom.
I have to do shit.
You had 10 minutes. You could have done it. I just go in the chair usually.
You could have held it in the chair. Mom, bathroom.
Mom, Pepe. Nico's still trying to catch back up. There's not a lot of time that he can gain because Schneider is not making a lot of mistakes. He tried.
Not yet.
Gerber's still trying to catch up to Devin. I want Devin to start streaming his point of view all the time so we can just pull it up and watch it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
What is up with the camera angles there? Every one of them was looking at a wall.
Hey, they like the walls. They want to appreciate the craftsmanship of the track.
Whoever put up the wall.
Officials. Yep.
Gerber's going to try and poke his nose in the next lap or so, I think. Maybe even this lap.
If I know Devin, he's not going to allow it. I race Devin all the time, and whenever we're racing for position, even in practice, I love when he doesn't let me by. I'm just like, yes, that's how I want to race. I want to earn the spot.
You stand inside, up the hill, moving back to the outside. Not a good place to overtake, and Devin knows that. Right here is, so Devin stays on the inside, just like you saw. He knows that Poe's far enough back there. An overtake isn't possible, and he's going to run away into the final corner.
I don't even care if it's the fastest lap that I'm watching. I like a good defense like we're watching now.
I love racing around Devin. There was a race that I did with Devin and Mike Burkhoff, and both of those drivers are so safe, competent, and rapid that it was just an awesome race between all three of them. So you could poke your nose in, and they're gonna give you the chance to try it, but they know you're gonna screw it up, kind of thing. So.
They know the secrets.
While we've been talking, Menendez has been within a half a second and all the way to a second, and now he's back at 3/4 of a second behind Schneider. So he's just all over the place, trying different things. Once again, Gerber trying another lap behind Devin, just trying to gain that position.
Try as you might.
The hill. Devin's got the better run. Take that back. Gerber might have had the better run, but it doesn't matter. Not going to close the gap up. Continuing to hold that position. I don't really want to back out from these two drivers because I feel like, okay, disregard that.
Disregard that.
Gerber is falling off.
Curb action. Yeah.
Trying to recover in time that he can try and catch back up. Let's go back up to the pole sitter.
All it takes is one little curve. To the pole sitter.
Slide to the left. Commentator's curse. Well, if I watch for 3 laps in a row, of course it's going to be a curse. Hola, David. Senor. Hopefully.
Hola, Senor David.
Hopefully, David's going to be feeling better for the finale. Maybe we'll have 3 commentators for the finale.
Uh-oh.
Might get wild in there.
Hey, David, I kid you not. I heard your sister today, and she made a noise or said something, and she sounded exactly like you. I was like, I heard David. I was like, that was 1,000% David right there.
While we've been talking, Nico just flew over the corkscrew.
Your voice has always been raspy.
Well, you should have heard it the last couple of weeks. It was terrible.
Oh, even worse?
Oh, yeah.
Poor guy.
Yep.
Sandpaper throat.
Now within a half a second of Schneider ahead.
You hush, Kevin.
Lizzie sounds like a man.
No, I'm just saying she sounded like David.
I can't believe you're saying that
like
Kevin sounds like a man.
Maybe David sounds like a lady.
And Gerber fell off to Poe as well, down into 7th place, unfortunately. I think at this point he's just trying to relax. Six minutes left in the race. You can see in the top right corner of your screen there. We're getting to the end of the season, and you can tell just based on the amount of drivers left on track. There's only 10. 10 drivers. And I believe one of them's in the pit, actually, or has entered. Whoa, somebody spun out. Did you see that? Who was that? That's Chanley. No, it's not. Who is that? Tolu? That was Tolu.
Tolu.
You can tell we're getting towards the end of the season because we're getting to a point now where drivers are feeling like, well, I don't have any chance, and they give up. So
I hate that mentality. I'm always in for the race. I like racing, so for me, it's like as long as I can get a competitive race in, even if I'm not doing great, then I still have something collectively as a community to talk to somebody in the race format about. Like, hey, this race I was doing this, and I couldn't get any faster, yada yada. And then someone from that same race can be like, hey, let me help you out.
See, that's the thing about the mentality is with that negative kind of mindset going into it. If you go in with that, well, I'm not going to win, so I might as well quit, then you might as well just not have even started. Why even start the race? Because now you're on track with 20 drivers, and say you're mid-grid, 10 of them are faster than you. At that point, there's no point, right? Just give it up.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Everybody wants to win. I get it.
My only goal in races is to beat Kevin and Andrew.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to beat both me and Andrew and
Hopefully.
move up right behind Kevin.
Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm just hoping you do bad. I need to bring back the rain races because apparently that's where I can beat you.
I don't know. Wasn't the last rain?
Yeah, well, I was doing fine until I wasn't. I got into me and Andrew were racing until I freaking sped in the pits.
Oh, yeah, that's
look
right.
Look at Nico
That's
within
right.
a quarter second now.
30.
Right on the tail of Schneider.
Let's go, Nico.
Last 3 minutes of the race. This is going to be a difficult overtake for Nico because these drivers have been on pace with each other the entire race. Nico's done everything he can to put his nose right up to the tail of Schneider. And then he's got to try and figure out how to overtake him.
Now, hear me out. Nico brakes, half a second too late, taps Zach and spins him out.
Griswold for the win.
And then Griswold swoops in. Yeah, he's 30 seconds behind, so that'd be a pretty significant tap.
We got 3 minutes left. That's another 2 laps, probably. So we'll see what happens. Maybe 3 laps even. While we've been chatting with that, Gerber and Poe has still been going at it. Gerber got around Poe. Looks like there was an off track back there. Everybody else is split up by 2 seconds or more. Casaboon's just keeping his head down, hot lapping.
Menendez and Snyder is your best battle right now.
He needs to tap him like I like tapping Jeremy. Kevin, you're not supposed to tell people that.
Oh, Kevin.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, I ran out of voice.
Out of breaths.
Breath, yeah. Out of voice.
Nico getting a better run on the exit. Trying to catch up. This has been a race for first place the entire time between Nico and Zach.
Impressive, yeah. Now, if you notice the difference between cars, Nico has his lights on and Zach does not.
Yep, if you can't tell the difference. Also, if you can't tell the difference, Zach is ahead and Nico is behind.
And also, Zach has 2 stripes, Nico has none.
Yep, and also, one of them has a number on the side that says 15, the other says 756.
Now, let's get back to these numbers here. I believe there is only one driver that has 3 stripes. Isn't that correct?
Unfortunately, yes, and we may
Unfortunately.
we may see a 4th one on there. But if for some reason something happens to that driver with 3 stripes, then there will be a stripe on a different car, and it could be myself or Andrew. We've been with this for a year, and we don't even have a stripe, and we run the dang thing.
I know, but that driver with the 3 stripes is about to have 4 stripes, and he is excited.
We got 2 races going on here. Nico Menendez still trying to gain that position, but Kanya right behind Devin Anthony again. Devin up 6
That's-
position from where he qualified.
That's me, everybody. I'm the driver with 3 stripes.
No
Dang,
stripe
look at that,
Moses.
right on the bumper.
Who's got 3 stripes? Tony Danzig
I got
does.
3 stripes. Tony Dzig.
Oh my God, Kanye doing it again. Tolu off
Tolu-
again.
Off track. Tolu's
What?
gonna go. Oh no! All right.
Tolu's fairly patient. He's a good patient driver. He wasn't whenever we
seems
first started
patient.
driving with him though. Yeah, Tony has 3. Because you quit out a season or 2, and he was able to take that 3rd place from you. Nico, final lap.
Yeah, I
No
got
time to regain.
three third place finishes in the GT4 series, and now I'm fighting for 3rd place in the GT3 series. I'm a 3rd place finisher.
Yep,
Still
he has-
podium, baby.
Hey, it's 3 more podiums than I've ever gotten, okay?
Exactly.
Nico Menendez, close up the gap up the hill. Just has to outbrake him in every corner leading up to the final.
Let me take second from you, Kevin.
Hey, if you give him second, then I'll take 3rd. I'm okay with that.
As long as we beat Andrew, that's all that matters. But Andrew's ahead of Jeremy right now, so.
Nick Kanya overtaking
Oh!
Devin into turn
Oh, a little
5,
bump
almost
drag.
hitting him. Ooh, Nico Menendez, final corner. Nope, not going to happen. You see
Not
Constable
gonna
trying not
happen.
to pass the line because he doesn't want to do another lap. Great race by Zach Schneider and
Constable.
Nico Menendez. You know Nico
Oh.
is sweating the entire time. Griswold in 3rd.
Good race to our 1, 2, 3 positioners.
We may be seeing a post-race interview from these 3 drivers as well. Anybody that raced in the AMs and got a podium, feel free to do a post-race interview as well. We're going to get the music back on.
And remember, when you join the post-race interview, don't question the post-race commentators, all right?
Devin able to get that position back from Kanya in the final corner. Putting Devin in 4th place.
David says, you're going to make your stripe as white as the car.
Kanye doing some drifting, breaking the transmission on that car as it goes in reverse. Tolu coming across the line. And
Yeah,
Chandler.
imagine how much that would cost in the car.
Just a Chrome Noobs car. That sounds terrible. I did that with my my 2005 Mustang in Need for Speed.
Of
I'm going to go
course
ahead
you
and
did.
move over to the replays here. I'm going to get a replay of the... Who do we got in the chat right now? Nico and Zach?
We got a bunch of people.
No, I mean, waiting to do the review. Can you drag them in and start chatting with them?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me... Oh, wait. I only got 2. That's right. Let me drag them in. Nico and Zach. What a spectacular race. I want to start with Nico just because impressive, because Zach's really fast. We already know that. There's no question about that. But the fact that you've been able to stay within a second of him the entire bit of the race, way to go, Nico.
Man,
us
that was
about it, man.
exhausting. That was exhausting. Handling
sweaty?
this car, absolutely a lot.
I've got a question
The
for you.
Mercedes. Mhm.
So, Nico, which is worse? Sitting behind Zach in the same car or sitting behind me in a slower driver in a Mustang while you're in a Ferrari?
This was fun. So I'm gonna say it's worse to be behind a Mustang.
Okay, so it was fun being behind somebody your pace, not fun being behind somebody slower. Got it. Understood.
No, that was some great racing by you. So very, I mean,
Yeah,
let
you
me
did an
clap
awesome
for
job.
that.
I was
Great
just
job.
trying to keep it smart. Like
Smart and safe.
my only goal was to beat my championship rival, which was Rivera, and he fucked up both races. So
Whoa! Watch your
I just tried
language.
I'm
We are
sorry.
live here on
Jesus.
stream,
Both
and
races.
this is a kid's
Jesus.
stream.
This is a
That's my
family
bad.
stream.
So yeah, just try to be smart and don't go for anything stupid and unnecessary.
Well, you did a great job. You put a lot of pressure on Zach. Speaking of Zach, how was your race, Mr. Schneider?
The first one was horrible. I was probably lapping about 2 seconds a lap slower than I should have been, and I don't know, I just didn't have any confidence. But second race, we We were both doing probably like mid 22s for most of it. Pulled a 30-second gap behind, so that felt better.
He was on your tail for a couple of laps. Were you worried at any point that he was going to try and send it in the corner?
Only if I made a mistake, which I almost killed him and James at the last corner in race 1 by accident. So.
But not this time around. You said
No.
we're just going to leave it as is.
This time
Oh,
it
leave it as
was
is.
all right. We had I don't know what happened behind us, but me and Nico pulled 30 seconds on the rest of the field in race 2, which
Yeah,
felt
you
nice.
did.
So
You guys
We
did
didn't
a
get to
great
watch
job.
race 1, but race 2 was you two battling it all out. We were hoping you were going to mess up in the best of ways.
So,
it's extremely possible with this car. It's really hard to drive.
Yeah,
So-
I agree.
going into the finale next week, Suzuka, Zach, how are you feeling about the AMG there?
I have no idea. I'll find out. I don't know. Never driven it there before. It's probably
Really?
gonna be bad, but
Nico said that he hated it there. Nico, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm just gonna say one thing. Before the start of the intermediate series, I was supposed to be doing it in the MG. The first race was Suzuka, right? I did 45 laps. Out of 45, I got through 130R in one piece, 2 or 3 times, not more. So it's gonna be a workout.
Need to do some suspension setup then, probably.
I got you, Nico. I'll set you up straight.
Nico, Zach, thank you guys for being here. Great race from both of you. And I would like to move on to one of our AM drivers, Matt Russo. Matt, you got, what, 3rd or 2nd in the first race?
Yeah, so it was second both races, with Tonkin right behind me on the second race within like 0.5 of a second.
Wow. So you and Tonkin going at it. Matt, it's been great seeing you improve this entire series and continue running up in the top. How are you feeling about potentially moving to the pro split, you and Tonkin both?
I definitely, I think I'm getting there for sure. I think Spa, like the 1 or 2 stints that we did in the rain, I think that kind of got my confidence up with getting around people. So I think the pace is getting there for me for sure. But I think the racecraft part definitely has to improve.
Don't we have Spa next week?
Spa next week. And yep, Spa for the AM or for the rookie series. That's correct. Yep.
Yep.
So you get
That'll
to
be
run some
interesting.
more Spa. So you're feeling confident, is what you're saying, which is great. I think that running with Nico and Schneider in the esports stuff has really helped you out as well. So it's great to see you improving and continuing to improve. And I'd like to see you get out of the AM split. Maybe by the end of maybe by tomorrow you'll be in the pro split. Who knows?
Well, who knows?
You
All
never
right.
know.
Thank you guys for joining us in the booth this evening. I'm going to close out the stream here shortly. You guys have anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, Tony's pretty awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Tony's
streamer.
pretty awesome.
There's a correction
Oh.
in chat. I just want to put this out here.
Yeah, thank you for
James,
hosting.
James says it's Suzuka for the AM. Spa is actually the finale for the intermediate. So, my
okay.
mistake.
Oh.
Suzuka. Oh, my
That'll
bad.
be interesting. Suzuka's a great track to race with everybody on there. That's a fun track.
We love you, Jeff. There we go. All right, thank you guys for being in here. I'm going to go ahead and hand the stream over. We're going to start a raid up for Jake Wells.
Mr. Jake Wells!
All right.
Thank you everybody for swinging by. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking the time with us. I appreciate you joining our stream and the Noobs Are Us community.
Next week, finale for the rookies. Suzuka, 90 minutes with a pit stop. See you all there.